different star, flying over streets and the broken hearts. But they can't even touch us, we found a different beat. Paradise is waiting and we bought the leaves. Oh, getting caught in the mist, there's so many that never get out of. They're feeding the fears and the doubts.
Mega's humble abode. She's got a nice little window to say hello to her neighbour. Bedroom fit for a queen. Just brought Megwin out for a little leg stretch. Won't do anything major tonight, but just make sure she's feeling happy ahead of tomorrow. Go and see everybody. Good girl. Oh, baby ponies. Good baby ponies. Yes. So we have arrived at Hartpury for the Midway Championships. Later than expected, shock horror. So yes, I didn't get a chance to film anything really as we arrived, apart from getting Mega's lovely bedroom all set up. We've just been for a little exercise. Oh, hello. And stretched Megwin's legs. I'm now going to give her a dinner and then go and get my dinner. But yeah, essentially, we have never been here for this competition before. It is the Midway Championships, as I say. There are some eligibility requirements, so you've got to get a certain number of tests at the level you're wanting to compete at with a specifically minimum score. So I think it's quite similar to the Pet Plan Area Festival eligibility requirements. So we are here doing novice and our novice freestyle, and we're doing it over 2 days. So tomorrow we have got novice 23 and our novice freestyle, and then on Saturday we are doing novice 37A. But I thought I would bring you guys along. It's a nice stay away. I love Hartpury anyway, so that always makes it a little bit more magical. But I think this event's supposed to be a bit more social. There's stuff going on in the evening, gala evening and stuff. So yeah, we've got a friend here as well. She's got her 2 horses here. So yeah, there'll be plenty of socialising, lots of fun. We're just here for the good time, aren't we, Megs? She's making use of her little window. You gonna make friends with Welly? Aw, cute. Dinner time in the palace for the princess.
And then it was time for our dinner, which we had a lovely spread of all different food to pick at, and then bedtime, ready for the next morning.
Good morning. Megwin has had some breakfast. She had a good lay down last night. Lots of shavings in her tail and shavings all over her body. Had a good night's sleep in your posh bedroom. So it is about 6 AM and yeah, I'm about to get Maggie tacked up because we're going to go and do the arena walk. Figured we might as well while we're here, although she has seen both the arenas I think we're in. It's just not worth not doing it, I don't think, if I'm up anyway. And I didn't actually sleep a great deal last night on account of Mother's snoring. So yeah, let's go and do the arena walk. Looks so different in here without the trade stands. We thought we might be bothered by the tables, but because they've got no tablecloths, we're not fussed this time. Good ponies in their arena walk get a busy lick. Good girly. Back in the lorry, and I've written all of our times and where we are up on the board, Louise's times, so we can go and watch her. Got a little gap now until this afternoon. And now it is the time for breakfast of champions. Plaiting up has commenced. Meg's just tucking into her hay, having a little massage. Looking very smart, missus.
Sunrise is 4 AM. You see, get in the car, we can run away. I hardly even knew you, but I knew that I can't lose you. For 1 or 2, maybe 3 years, I've been feeling nothing at all. But then I saw your face lighting up my space. Got me going like lighting up my space. You do, like a candle in the dark. Ooh, getting warmer every time.
Okay, so here we go. It's just the one judge, normal BD type test. So we enter, it's all within the same boards because the arena wasn't wide enough for you to go around the edge. So we go straight up the centre line. I thought that was quite straight. We got a 6.5 with the judge's comment of quarters right of centre line. We then go round and change the rein, showing some medium trot strides across the diagonal here. We got a 7 for that, which, yeah, I thought flicky-toed Meg was coming out to play there a little bit. We then get to A and we do a 15-metre circle, which we scored a 7 for, no comments. And yeah, I thought it looks like a decent size, possibly a little on the large side, but at least we're at the end away from the judge, so that's not too noticeable. And then we essentially repeat the change of the rein across the diagonal, showing medium trot strides. We got a 6.5 for this one with a comment of could have clearer transition back. So I just needed to collect her up once I got to the other end, basically, which, yeah, looking at this, I can see, and I remember her doing that, shoving her head in the air right in front of the judge, which was very poorly timed, as we do our 15-metre circle at C, which we get a 6.5 for, saying could be more supple, which is completely fair. We then pick up canter in that corner and then continue round doing a circle and then give and retaking the reins when coming across the centre line for the second time. We scored a 6 for this, saying could be in better balance. But I actually thought that that give and retake was really good. Her rhythm stayed the same. It was very clear. So I was actually really pleased with that. We continue down the side in working canter. We scored a 7 for that. And then along this long side here, we have to show some medium canter strides, which I think she shows quite well. But I remember really struggling to get her back at the end. So we scored a 6.5 for that with a comment of modest. And then between C and H, we come back to medium walk. Then we got a 7 for that. And we then changed the rein, S to P, free walk on a long rein. And we scored a 7. This is double marked. And we've just got a comment of active, Mega's free walk is normally really good. I mean, look, she's really swinging, really tracking up, and you can see she's really stretching her head down. So I'm a bit disappointed we didn't get a slightly higher mark than that, and there's not really any comments to say what more the judge was looking for, but we'll just take that 7 and move on. We then go back up to medium walk at P and transition back up to working trot. We scored a 7 for that, no comments. And then between A and K we pick up working canter and do a circle again at E and give and retake the reins when we're crossing the centre line for the second time. We scored a 6, and there's a comment of losing balance, and you'll see why in a second when I do the give and retake. She just anticipated it a little bit, and yeah, we lost the rhythm, lost the momentum. She actually felt to me like she was going to break, so I think the 6 there is completely fair. We then carry on doing our working canter. We got a 7 for that, and then for our medium canter along the long side here we scored a 7, positively ridden. She just looks a bit more balanced there than I suppose the first time we did it, so I think it's nice that the judge rewarded us with a better mark for that. We then come back down to trot at A and allow the horse to stretch on a half circle V to P. We scored a 6.5 with a comment of could be more supple, which is always fair. I find it hard to get Mega still bending around my inside leg when I've given the contact away a little bit. We then pick up the reins. We scored a 7 for that, turning back down the centre line, and we halt at X, which we scored a 7 for with a comment of fairly square. Overall comments from the judge were really positive. It says lots to like with this horse, positively ridden, now needs to develop more balance and suppleness.
So we're all finished on our first test. I've just untacked Maggie, taken all of our stuff back to the lorry, and then I've just literally popped her some hay so she can have a little chill. We've got a couple of hours now before we do our next test, which is the freestyle. But yeah, I was quite pleased with the test. There was a couple of things. So in our second give and retake, she went to trot and I could feel her, so I kept her going. So you'll have seen in the video, she just like loses momentum, or the tempo of her canter changes, and so therefore the give and retake isn't very good because she hasn't kept the rhythm the same, hasn't kept the self carriage, so we'll have been penalised for that. And I think after her first medium canter, she didn't really want to come back to me, basically, and I got her back, and she literally went like, ugh, right in front of the judge, so we'll have been penalised heavy for that. Don't think I was probably quite bold enough with our medium trots, but otherwise I thought the actual feel of the test was actually probably better than the Pet Plan area festivals last weekend. I don't know how generous the judge is being, it's just one judge here, but the sections are all together. So how in normal BD you've got gold, silver and bronze, here today they're just putting everybody in together, so you've got a novice class and you could be up against gold riders. So we'll see how we fare. Yeah, I'll keep you posted.
So and so.
So it's some hours later. If you can't tell my sweaty face, I have ridden my second test, but we'll get to that in a second. So the scores are up for our Novice 23 test. We came 17th out of a big class. I think there was about 40 or so in it again. And as I said, no sections, so up against some very talented riders and horses. So I was quite pleased with that. Our score was 67.29%, which, given some of the things that I felt like we could have done better, I thought was quite a fair score, and I was pretty pleased with in the circumstances. Meg is having her dinner because, yeah, as I say, we have done our freestyle. I was worried that she was going to feel a bit flat. That was not the case. I felt like I was basically having to manage her because every corner she was like, medium canter? Medium canter? No, 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 stay with me. But Mum said it didn't look like I'm describing, so we shall see what the scores on the doors say about that one. But yeah, we are all done and dusted for the evening now, so we get to enjoy the rest of the gala evening, which is all of the top combinations doing all of their like higher level music. So I'll hopefully film some of that so I can show you. Louise is competing in the freestyle PSG, so best of luck to her. She's not on until gone 8, I think it is. But yeah, lucky for us, we're all finished. So Meg's having her dinner. I'm about to go and grab mine. I'll keep you posted on how we do in the freestyle.
And out. Good. And there you play it, and that's then how the horse is getting more strength to do later when it is old enough. Then it's just easy. And then it looks like also very easy, and then he just can do it because his body is strong enough. He can do it then out of a natural way and not a way what is pushed. Good, Sophie. Here we see, with Sophie doing a half pass, the horse is really nice from behind, into her hands. You have a very nice top line, not higher there. Good, Sophie. Also, when the horses are more uphill and more in the frame for a competition, also there it is very important to keep the top line up so that the horse moves with the breastbone up into the middle and that he can carry himself and not that the rider needs to carry the horse. I think this was a lovely freestyle, apart from the last cheeky bit from Christian. As you can see, an 18-year-old horse also is still cheeky, and that is how he is. He's just, we call him sausage. He's sausage on the art, because he is a sausage. He's just cheeky, and then he does things like this. It was a very nice transition, and then he just needs to do his poo, and then he can't do the PR anymore. That's Christian, that's why we love him.
It is so lovely and peaceful in this little corner block that we have been allocated. Loving this set of stabling. We've walked through the other barns, and like Mega was in one of the other barns when we were in the permanent stables for winters on the first year, and it was so much more busier, and I'm sure the horses didn't get as restful night's sleep as a result, but it's so quiet around here. I was just popping on really to say that we finished up overall, I think in 8th place for our music in our section. I think we were 5th. It was a score of 68 point something. Yeah, I think I can't even tell you what the judges' comments were because they've lost my sheet, so I can't really say what we got good marks for and what they penalised us for. But yeah, as I sort of said earlier, I just felt like she was a bit on the forehand and a bit too forward, and I was just trying to basically manage her and make the best of that. So hopefully tomorrow brings a new day and she's still as enthusiastic but willing to work, and we'll see how we get on. We're up bright and early. We're first in for our test, which is Novice 37A, at 7:45. So see you then, bright and early. Expect bags down to here when you see me next. All dressed and ready, just need my hat for day 2. Let's go.
So here we go, down the centre line for Novice 37A. And I was really pleased with this entry. She's got a lovely rhythm, we're nice and straight. And then I get buzzed because I've forgotten to hold at X, which was really annoying. And that scared Mega. She didn't like the hooter. It was like a weird, like a dog toy sound. Anyway, so we had to go back round again and do the centre line. So we just thought, right, we'll put that behind us. We'll start again. So we come back down the centre line and she does still have her nice rhythm. She's still nice and straight. But then when we do the halt, she just comes against the hand a little bit and doesn't keep nice and round, not quite square. So we got a 6 for that. We then carry on track right when we get to C, and then we go round to the middle of the arena and do this funny turn right. I call it like a square serpentine, that's how I was remembering it, which really highlights if your horse is supple and with you, and on this occasion Mega was not. I mean, it's not awful, but you can just see she's not supple, she's not truly round to the contact. So we scored a 6.5 for the square serpentine. We then do a circle right of 15 meters once we get round to V, and we scored a 6 for that with a comment of more suppleness, which, yeah, I'll agree, she just didn't come out and I just didn't get her warmed up feeling how I needed her to feel. We then do medium trot strides across the diagonal there. We scored a 6 for that, just saying could be more over the back. We then have to halt right in front of the judge, which I actually think was nice and square, but she did come a little bit against the hand, but there's no actual comments from the judge, and we scored a 6.5 for that. We then continue on in walk and change the rein in a free walk on a long rein. Now, you guys will all know, normally Mega's party trick. We got a 6.5 for this, and again, double marked. Not sure what else they wanted. It just says fair stretch in the comments. So, yeah, probably one of our harshest free walks where she hasn't jogged or anything. So the judge clearly wasn't awake and feeling happy at this time of the morning. But anyway, we move on. We then do this second part of the diagonal in medium walk. She got, again, a 6.5 for that. Just says fair purpose. And then we pick up working trot once we get to A. We scored a 6 for that. Just saying unsteady in the contact, which, yeah, that is fair. We then do another circle, 10 meters at P. We scored a 6.5. Could be more supple to bend, which, yeah, agreed. Fine. Then we do the medium trot strides across the diagonal. Again, I thought they were okay, but we scored a 6. Could have more weight behind as the comment, which, yeah, I guess she could. Then we pick up working canter and do some medium canter strides along the wrong side, which I can see a clear difference there, but we scored a 6.5 with more developed uphill is the comment. And then we do a circle of 20 meters at A, which we scored a 6-4. No real comment there. We then have to, this is my least favourite movement in this test, change the rein across the diagonal and give and retake the reins as going over the centre line. You'll see what happens here. Why is she such a monkey? Literally just tried to take off with me. So yeah, we got a 5 for the give and retake, saying hollowing, running, and then because we broke the counter, we scored a 4. And then we had to pick up working canter left at C, so it all happened very quickly, and then do another 20-metre circle. We scored a 6, which I actually thought we recovered that quite well considering what had happened. And then we had to do the whole change of rein, give and retake again the other way, and she was trying to do exactly the same thing again this way, but I was like, oi, no, not happening. So we did get a 5 for that, but I thought we'll at least have that and still maintain the counter, which we then got a 6 for. Then have the same disaster. You then turn up the centre line and halt, which we got our best mark of the test, which was a 7. Yeah, chalk that up to experience, I think, Megs.
Sorry guys, it's been a bit go this morning. Obviously we had our very early test time at 7:45 this morning, so it's just a case of get Mega ready and get going, and yeah, it didn't go as planned, as you will have seen. We got a score of 60.8%, I think it was in the end. So that is our worst ever score that we've ever had. Unsurprisingly, given the glaringly obvious issues in our test. She was not wanting to come back to me today, which was what is required for that test. Yeah, did her best llama impression, as you will have seen. I did take her back in the warm-up afterwards, and we did some lovely give and retakes. So that is some homework to work on, because we have to do that test next weekend at the inter-counties. So yeah, we'll go and work on that. Anyway, needless to say, we aren't going to be anywhere in the placings for today's test, and the placings actually are overall, so across both days for both tests, and we weren't in too bad a position yesterday because I think we finished up in 17th, I think, individually, but obviously our test today has brought us right down, unfortunately. So we're probably going to just pack up this little sausage and bring her home. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed watching. It's been a really fun experience at Hartpury. We do love it here, so I think it will be one that we come back to next year, hopefully have a bit more success. But yeah, we've got a couple more dressage competitions coming up over the next weekend or so. I'll see if I vlog them. Comment below if you do want me to vlog them and you do enjoy them, and I will then make sure I do that. But until next time, I shall see you then. Bye.